Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Master J. Thank you for tuning back in like always. Today we will continue our series from the YouTube channel Area 52 and their interview with the 20-year US Army vet CJ that talks about his UFO slash alien encounter. Today we're at part 6. If you don't know what it's about, go check out the other 5 episodes and we're just going to jump right back into it, guys. So enjoy.
Sciences and
Right.
all the soft and hard sciences. And collectively, you know, it's another one of the reasons why, again, I'm so thankful that you're doing this because you're giving not just me this information,
Right.
you're giving this information to humanity and whoever's out there who's on this path to try and, help disclosure, help whatever that is to come to light a little bit and shine some light on this stuff. I mean,
Absolutely.
they're going to find something in here that they can use for that, and
I
that's
I am constantly getting new information. I'm constantly receiving messages in some fashion. Not every day, not every night, but once, twice a month, maybe once a month. Maybe it'll go a few months without anything, and I'll have something. But I'm constantly bombarded with very clear messages, very vivid messages.
yeah.
I would be happy to, some engineers. I'd be happy to assist and help.
Hmm.
Because honestly, I'm burnt out.
Guys, be honest. If something like this would have happened to you, if you happen to fall in a situation where you saw aliens, saw UFO, well, UFOs, like, kind of everyone just talks about that like freely, but if you actually saw like alien beings, if you personally know that you saw alien beings, would you go forward with that information or would you keep it to yourself? Because I mean, everyone, probably most of you guys watching this video, you all watch many types of these videos and you know exactly how the government reacts to people claiming they saw stuff, or different type of stories with people getting threat mails and everything. Would you actually risk that? Like, I wonder, because I was thinking about this for a while. I was thinking, if I ever came across that, I don't know if I would go forward with it, to be honest. I would probably tell you guys, but not like officially, because I wouldn't want to put my daughter, my wife in danger, stuff like that. So let me know what you guys would do.
With the radar stuff. I've been
Yeah.
doing it for so long. I'm ready to move to something different.
Yeah.
I would love to go on the investigative side of things. Where I'm not sitting and told to sit there and just, hey, somebody else is going to do this. I want to get involved. I want to
Hmm.
help out.
Yeah.
I have that engineering background. I would be happy to help.
Yeah. And I'm sure, after this airs, you'll probably get some phone calls. I
Reach out
would,
to me. That's why
yep.
I took the mask off.
Yeah.
I'm not going by Sergeant First Class CJ anymore.
Yeah.
My name's out there.
It's time.
Hit me up.
Yeah, it's
I would
in some cases it's
also err on the side
dangerous.
of caution when it comes to that because throwing out an open invitation like that can
Well,
lead to
I mean, if I
all
tell you
sorts
guys,
of
no one
All
cares about
sorts of
my
things.
my
Yeah.
small YouTube
definitely. But you're a
channel, not
smart guy.
yet.
I
And
mean no threat to anyone,
Hmm.
especially my own
most
country.
people
Yeah.
wouldn't believe me anyway. So,
I chose to defend my country.
but to be clear, I've never had any type of encounter. I would probably love one. I think I would like to have one from the distance, nothing like personal up close, not yet. But I never saw something like that. I may have when I lived in California. I remember this was like 15 years ago. I think I'm not sure. I may have saw three different type of UAPs, UFOs, but it could have been anything. But it was daylight and they were kind of shiny, moving like this. It was, yeah. I think I saw something that was really, really strange out there. That was the only time I saw something where I thought, you know what, that doesn't look like it's from this planet. Just to let you guys know.
I'm honorable person,
Hmm.
and I will not. I do not want to create any negative impact within my country and within the world, per se. So yeah, I'm not going to divulge things that I'm not supposed to talk about.
Yep.
But I think some sharp minds getting together and just working out things
Yep.
would be great.
All right. Let's continue on this. Creator will stand aside
That
14 guardians remain on. Okay.
Creator will stand aside.
Creator will stand aside. Don't like that. 14 guardians remain on. Now, I
that
wonder
sounds
if
a
this
lot
is a
like
reference to
God.
Ike's embedded citizens. But also here we have in parentheses Space Force, because that is what we refer to the Space Force officers as guardians.
Okay.
So
But
that's
who's the
why I think
creator?
Dr. Drew said, 14 guardians remain on.
But 14?
Yeah, I want to see something here. I was
And this is, yeah, okay. This is way before the Space Force, though. When did Space Force?
yeah, this is a couple years ago.
Came
Yeah.
with
A few
Trump
years ago.
Yep.
Not
with his
2016.
first term.
No.
His first
So
term.
that's just interesting. Is it related? Is it not related? I don't know.
Or maybe this group of 5 expanded to 14.
Yep.
And maybe the creator of the group
We'll stand aside.
stand aside and allow them to work out,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or yeah, some creative or program or something.
Yeah, this one's
Yeah.
throwing me off a bit.
Definitely enigmatic.
Maybe some of your viewers might have some opinions about that. Um, maybe they can write and
Yeah.
the bottom we could read this later.
That's
That
the
would
good
be
thing
There'll
about
be a
these
lot of
channels.
that.
interesting.
So
I
many people
guarantee
get
it.
together and talk
yeah,
about the
type
same
in,
subject.
what you think this might be, because
Some people know things
I'm
that
not
others
sure.
don't know, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Creator will stand aside.
14 guardians remain
on. Yeah, so
It
what, I
sounds
don't know what
powerful
that
though.
would
It
mean.
sounds a little
I
high,
really don't.
And then 2 vaults for examination, which okay. And then we Dr. Drew here again. Dr. Drew is connecting dots that
Oh, yeah.
he
Creator will stand aside.
Yeah.
14 guardians
Remain
remain on to
vaults
vaults
for examination. Vaults,
Hmm.
and so he said vaults under the Temple Mount, perhaps, was his suggestion.
Okay. Yeah.
Dr. Drew's here again, just leaping.
He's brainstorming. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's brainstorming.
He's really good at brainstorming.
He really is.
Yeah.
And then black 68 times 6, and then in parentheses 9. So he thinks black symbols will create a picture, 68 or 69 per line. And that's when, he took the liberty of making these images.
Where the boxes and lines create images.
Yeah. And it kind of does.
This sounds like this is like another little morph into things, where the boxes and lines don't just spell very thorough information, but they're displaying imagery.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And that becomes like a 4th dimensional thing, perhaps. Maybe if we can put these into some type of because on 2 dimensions, they look almost like an image. There's almost something there. Like it's not quite perfect, right?
Right. Maybe if they were lined up.
Maybe if there's a different way.
Another pattern.
Exactly.
Another shape.
I think of the movie
less
Contact
space, like
with
if it
Jodie
was more
Foster.
narrow,
They don't line
maybe.
up.
They do. If you think like a pagan. Every 3-dimensional page contains a piece of the printer. There it was all the time, staring you in the face. Buried within the message itself.
Is the key to decoding it.
Okay.
Yeah, they were given 6 sides of a cube, essentially, to put together.
You're good at those.
So, yeah.
You're good at those puzzle boxes. Maybe you can take this
Yeah.
and then copy it the zeros and ones precisely how
Yep.
it is, and maybe adjust it. And I mean,
I think
you're
you have
good at
to
this.
probably
Maybe you
write
can
it
solve that.
down
Yeah,
multiple
maybe.
times. in different-
Maybe I can just help someone solve it, perhaps. But
like if it wasn't all the same size, if you always diminish it by 1 line, narrow it down, because I think if it goes further down, it might actually create a picture. Who knows? They need to just try it.
yes, I would definitely take a crack at it. I'm also going to leave the website where you can find all of this below, which is Crop Circle Connector.
Right? Maybe some other listeners, have the ability to do this. That would be fascinating.
It would be fascinating.
I mean, it's so fascinating, as this happens, it still blows your mind that, if anyone sits back and thinks about it when they go to sleep, everybody has dreams, right? Everybody does. Can you imagine if you close your eyes, if everyone closes their eyes for a minute and think about having that dream, waking up, grabbing a notebook and a pen or pencil and start writing down these
Chilla's
boxes and
awake.
lines that you see,
Hey,
and
Trixie.
then you look at it as like just gibberish because you're not fully awake, and then you go back to sleep, and in the morning you shoot this over to somebody who's able to translate it, and it turns out to be something like several different meanings, several different messages all in one, and how they line up with so many other things. I mean, it's essentially like it's like a micro nuclear bomb going off in your head of how impactful that it could be. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure people have had vivid dreams before, but these happen all the time with me,
Are
all
you
the time.
are you afraid for your life?
At times,
What makes you afraid
Yeah,
for your
is it the
life? Well,
humans or
the
the aliens
messages
that?
um,
or sharing them?
sharing them is
That's
what
what I meant earlier. That's
it
what I meant.
worries me a little bit. I don't want to put the family in jeopardy.
Exactly. That's what I was
I don't want
saying.
to bring negativity to to my household.
Yeah.
I'm a peaceful person. I mean, I haven't always been peaceful. Of course, in war, you're and military, you're just trying to survive. You're not a murderous savage that's running around. You're trying to defend yourself and defend the soldiers that are with you, and you're just trying to survive it and move on, and trying to do your job. You want to
Mhm.
serve your country and serve it in the best capacity you can. So I'll never go against my country. I'll never go against our armed services. I'm proud of everyone I served with. So um, I'm concerned that some of this information might upset someone or trigger someone, and that's not my intention. You know,
Someone in
I,
the government or
I don't want to upset anyone in the government. I really don't. I want them, to have their own opinions about things, but don't bring violence upon anyone else. Because of this. You're a free person. You could have your own opinions about it.
See, he's actually
You could
legit a
make your
little
own
bit
judgments.
worried.
I'm not telling you to
I get
believe
it.
what I have to,
I get it.
what I've done, what's happened to me. I'm not asking anyone to believe it. I'm asking people to just accept the information and make your own judgments, make your own determinations of things. What do you get out of it? I mean, because I get something out of it. It's wild to me. It's wild, chaotic. There's a lot of emotions involved in it. So I'm asking everyone just to interpret it the way you want. You know,
hmm, well said. It's it's definitely a big pill to swallow, and it does tick so many boxes, and it obviously connects so many dots to a lot of the lore that's out there. So
right?
for me, this is fascinating because it's one of those things that connects this like sort of lore world that we observe and research and the real world.
Absolutely.
And now we're like, wait a second, we have an actual link here. And that for me is, really valuable in trying to decipher this whole puzzle,
It's
so to
starting.
speak.
It's starting to combine. So it's starting to blend together. The
Um
more you look at it.
there okay. I wanna touch on a few things. If you're still
Oh yeah,
okay.
I'm good to
Uh
go.
One thing you told me this really incredible story last night.
Okay.
Do you mind telling that? The one that happened with the females? Do you remember this one in the restaurant where you got locked out?
Oh, I
Oh,
don't know if we want
where
to
I
hear
got locked
that.
out.
PG
So from
13.
base, it was like 10:30 at night was like the time you had to go back, but then you went back and it was shut down. But then like you went to this restaurant, you went to this coffee shop.
Oh yes. Yes, this happened in Iraq.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't working at the time. I won't go into detail of my job there
Yep.
as a civilian, but I was working on the installation, and a fellow contractor was having a birthday, and this was out in Erbil, Iraq, and I had gone to his birthday. at this location, and it was a karaoke spot, and I played pool there from time to time. So I had gone, and they had food and stuff. So I was eating food and playing some pool, and I knew I looked at my watch at one point, and I was like, "Oh no, it's almost time before they lock down the base, and I can't get back on." I'm like, "Oh my god, I gotta go, I gotta go." And so I kind of rushed out, and I said, "Thanks, thanks," and I took off to try to make it back to the gate, and I didn't make it back in time, so they turned me around. So I was agitated. I was like, "Man, I can't believe I missed that." And so I went right back, and he was still there, and a lot of the other guys were still there because a lot of them lived in little apartments and stuff out there in Airville. And so I was just like, "Okay, well, I'll go back. Yeah, I can't get back on base now." So I had work to do, and I wanted to get back to my work, because I kind of engulfed myself with my work. I enjoy it,
Hmm.
or I have enjoyed it over the many years because I know what I'm doing. So I wanted to get back, and I didn't make it in time. So I went back and hung out. I stayed pretty late until about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I needed to kill time because everybody was going home. Everybody was spending time with each other, and everyone was getting tired and rolling out. I decided I'm gonna go down to the coffee shop with this other guy who didn't make time as well. There's a couple of us that didn't make it back in time. So we decided to go to this little coffee restaurant, breakfast spot, and we went and sat down and ate and ordered our coffees, and I got my little egg breakfast thing going. And while we were sitting there, a buddy of mine mentioned that, like, "Oh, okay, well, we're not alone. There's more coming in." And I kind of glance over, and this one guy and four females. They were dressed in, um, flashy Arabic Arabic attire.
Hmm.
So they didn't have their faces
Hmm.
covered. It was just their hair that was covered, but, vibrant colors, blues and purples and greens and gold and silver in their clothing. It was women dressed nicely, had come in with this, you know, basic guy, you know, beard, um, and as they were coming to the
Basic
table,
guy.
I noticed it had the most brilliant colored eyes, blues. Oh, and most of them had like a blue colored eyes, and one was slightly
Greenish.
violet, almost purple. And it was
Oh
like
damn.
they were staring at me, and they had beautiful, beautiful eyes. A little bit larger
This
than
guy's living in an
mine or yours,
anime.
just a little bit, barely noticeable. But I just could not get over how bright and brilliant they were, and it was like mesmerizing almost. And they were just staring at me. And they walked right by the table, two of us. He's sitting across, from me, and he's kind of glancing over like, why are they staring? And he didn't say it out loud, but he's thinking like, why are they staring at you, dude? Like, did you say something? And I didn't say nothing. And then they just casually sat down. They didn't say a word the entire time that they were there. They never opened their mouth to speak. This guy ordered everything for them, and all they ate was vegetables. All they ate was vegetables. The guy,
Aliens.
he ordered like lamb and some
It
other
was
stuff,
aliens.
and he got a coffee. They were just drinking water
Probably
and eating
aliens.
vegetables. And it was weird to me, but why they were sitting there, they just kept staring at me. They kept all the women,
At the same time.
not at the same time, but
Oh,
at different times. They would look over at me and then look at each other and look over at me, almost like they were communicating without
whoa.
verbal communication, but communicating, nonverbal. And then I just kept hearing in my head, "Why are you here? Do you need help? What's your purpose? Like, why are you here?" I kept hearing this in my head. Nobody else could hear it. He couldn't hear anything. And he's sitting across from me, and we're trying to talk quietly, like, "Dude, they're not saying anything." And it's like, I know they're not. Nothing's coming out of their mouth, and this guy already knows exactly what they want, and they're not speaking.
Oh, that's
And
That's
the
creepy.
guy's looking at them and their eyes, they're looking back at each other, and then
That
the
is
guy's
creepy.
looking at me. I'm like, "What did I do?
Talk about some
Why are you staring
beautiful
at me
alien
so
women.
much?
Were they
Do
thick?
I look like an American that bad?" I mean, yeah, I already know I don't fit in, but, I tend to just wear just plain regular clothes,
Mm-hmm.
try to blend in as much as possible. I don't wanna stand out, as
Yeah.
the American and a, and I don't wanna stand out too bad
Yeah.
that night, I wouldn't even planned on going out, but I did. And it was just odd that they never said a word. The only one who spoke was the guy, and the guy just seemed normal.
And you kept getting psychic
I kept getting
interactions.
messages like, "Do you need help? Why are you here? What's your purpose? What's your purpose here?"
They sound curious.
And I'm hearing it in my head, but not audible.
And you asked your
That
friend if
He
is
he could
heard
hear
it.
it.
crazy.
Is it? Do you hear
That
that?
is
And he's like,
crazy.
I don't hear. They haven't said a word. It's been dead silent. Only he's been talking. He's like, that's all I've heard is him talking. To the waiter and stuff. And I was like, he's not hearing it in his head like I can. And so I'm like, okay, well, I don't want my friend to think I'm crazy, so I'm just going to keep this kind of to myself. But they're talking to me in my head, like asking me if I need help or anything. And I'm just back of my mind, I'm not verbally saying it, but I was like, no, I'm okay, I'm good. You know, I'm just
You're
wait.
saying it to them?
I'm saying it
You're
in my
talking
head.
back?
I'm trying to. I
Oh
mean,
my goodness.
I don't know if the message was received or not, but I'm thinking it in my head. Nope, I'm good. I'm all right. Just gotta
Whoa.
wait a few more hours so I can go back to work. I'm just saying that in my head. I'm not speaking it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's being
You don't know if it's
received.
being picked up.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's being received, but I just kept getting like, "Do you need help? You need help? Do you need assistance? Why are you here?
Oh, man, you should have
What's your
said yes.
purpose?"
Should have been like, yeah, help me out.
For
Yeah, it
real.
was a bit intimidating.
Yeah, I bet, dude.
You don't want to offend people in their own country.
Oh my
You want to
gosh,
be
yeah.
as most respectful as possible.
But also in that country, women are not staring at other men.
No, that's the other thing.
That's true. That's true.
That was another thing that was throwing me off.
Did they look Arabic from their complexion? Did they look like
Yes.
Middle Eastern or
Yes,
like
they looked Middle Eastern, like from
except with like light eyes?
very brilliant
So strange.
eyes and almost flamboyant clothing.
Outfits, yeah.
Clothing, yeah. And the other thing that I noticed is they all had purses with them
Hmm.
on their
Is
shoulders.
that unusual?
No, it's not unusual for a woman to carry a purse, but they never took the purse off.
Right.
They were sitting down. They all had their purses still on their shoulders or draped over
Like
them.
aliens
They
that
never
learned how to
removed
be
their purse. They
humans.
never took it off and set it on the floor. They
Practicing.
never rummaged through their purse. It just stayed there. And they continued to eat and drink.
Whoa.
And so it was just
That's a crazy detail.
stare at each other, look at another person and stare at them, look at me.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what?
Okay, if that would happen to you guys though, wouldn't you like in your mind? I mean, he already said he like answered in his mind, but wouldn't you like ask questions back, kinda? Try to communicate somehow. Like if I was receiving that, I would be first of all, I'd be freaking out, but then I would probably answer, say, yeah, I'm fine, but who the fuck are you? Like, how you communicating with me? What are you? Just ask questions. I don't know. That's what I would do.
And
Trying to fit in. Yeah, okay. So then they get up and leave. Is that it? They leave before you?
Why is he
they
not
left
asking
before
him if
us.
he
So,
asks questions?
They finished eating and drinking their water,
Yeah.
and he paid, and they got up and were leaving. But as each one passed me by, they just staring me down. I mean, not aggressively,
Yeah.
not. I didn't feel any sort of
Right.
feeling or emotion behind it, and like nothing negative. Absolutely, nothing.
Curiosity or
Yeah, more or less with curiosity. And when they walked by, they each looked at me with a pause, like they were, "You good? Are you okay?" Just kind of. I kept hearing in my head, "You good? You
creepy.
all right?" That's the impression that I got. As they walked out,
That's so
and
creepy.
they jumped in
That
this
is
little
creepy.
black SUV and took off.
In a black SUV.
There's lots of them.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
all
Yeah.
over the place out there. Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a book by a guy called Dr. David Jacobs, and he basically did a lot of regression on experiencers and wrote a book called Walking Among Us, which is essentially talking about like how these later stage hybrids are kind of like hiding in plain sight, but also not too familiar with how to be human quite yet.
Right.
And they're kind of learning from us. And so I hear a lot of these quirky stories of them emulating what people would do, but not entirely getting it right.
Right.
And so one of those instances might be like keeping your purse on the whole time you're eating. Like
Right.
it's such a dumb detail
Yeah.
but it's an important detail to fit in, you
Right.
know, but like to teach that if you're teaching someone how to be human, you're like, oh yeah, you go out, you leave your purse. You don't always, maybe you forget to mention, oh yeah, while you're eating, put your purse on the ground, pick it
Mm,
back up before you leave. Like
Right.
these are just small details that I can see someone overlooking who's trying to assimilate and trying to look human, you know, or
Right. Right. Right.
there was another story that Nick Pope was here and he got a call about this group of people looking very strange, and they all get together to buy a single pencil at an art store with like a big denomination bill,
Right.
a single pencil, and they're all kind of like looking, and then the lady's like gives them their change, and they didn't know what to do with the change. They didn't know what to, like. And so, like, there's this interaction, like, "Ooh, we're gonna go buy a pencil. That's what humans do, or whatever," and then not know that, oh, what is this? What are they giving me? Like, having no concept of like that.
Yes.
So you hear,
I'm showing I want this
if
one
they're that
thing, but you're
advanced, they
giving me
probably
a
don't
bunch of
use
things
any
back.
type of
yeah, yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah, they're
currency.
all
Yeah.
buying one like, it makes no sense, and she was so
Communism.
scared that she ended up
They just all
calling,
get
like,
whatever
the
they need.
UFO hotline or whatever.
Yeah, when you got a group of people all standing in
Just
line to buy
throwing you
one
off.
pencil,
Yeah, throws you off.
that would throw out some red flags in your brain quite a
Yep.
bit, you know.
Yeah, it just feels
Four
uncanny.
people, yes, we're only here to buy this one pencil.
Yep.
That's very
It was
similar
like
to
10 people. It was like a lot.
Oh, it was a whole bunch.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was like a
wow.
whole bunch of people.
Like we're all here to buy this one pencil.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild. Yeah.
It's
That
like a
is
bunch
But
of
you read a lot
kids.
about those type of interactions where you're like, man, it's just you're just adjacent to being a normal person, but there's something off. There's like some uncanny valley
There's
happening,
something glaring right in your
and
face. That's
holding that,
off.
yeah, holding that purse the entire
And
time.
so the purse the whole time was something that just threw me off.
Yep.
It was like protected with that one arm
Right.
the entire time. Like nothing can happen to this purse. It must stay right on me this entire time. Almost like it was a life support thing.
Do you know? You know, it's
You
funny.
know what I mean?
There's probably nothing in that purse.
There could be nothing.
They're probably just like, you
Or
know,
it- or it
trying
could
to look
be-
human, be like, I need this purse, but there's
or maybe it's something to protect
Yeah.
themselves with
maybe,
because they're not familiar with human interaction.
yeah,
They're not familiar with Muslim way of things,
sure,
and especially women do not stare
yeah,
at men like that, you know, with their faces uncovered.
yeah.
And
They didn't look
and
drunk or
having
anything, did they? Or like, no,
no, they
because like
did not
2 in the
seem it.
morning. What are you
They
doing?
were sitting upright, perfect posture,
Oh,
staring at each other, very
I'm
casually
interested in the
eating,
one with the
you know,
violet
not rushing,
eyes.
not
Mhm.
That must look sick.
sipping their water with elegance, you know, staring at me and, you know, just not just staring. When they walk by, they stopped walking and were staring at me,
no way.
just in a more mesmerized, questioning way, you know? You don't do that over there. That's not a common behavior. It's a behavior that really stands out, is uncommon
Yeah,
there. So, and I was trying to avoid staring back. So I was like,
yeah. It's awkward.
I don't want to offend anybody, but it was wild. It was so wild. And the guy that was with them, he was not in charge of them whatsoever. He was just there to help. And that's another characteristic that jumped out at me because usually men are in control of everything
I see.
over there, you know, with a group of
He
women.
was also Middle Eastern.
Yes. And that's something that was uncommon to me, you know, because usually when let's say a coworker or a boss takes some of the ladies out for a dinner, he's in charge, you know, he's both protecting them, feeding them, and is usually in charge of the situation.
Yeah, a bit of a
Usually,
chaperone type deal, or
he
like,
seemed like he was being chaperoned by them.
oh, weird.
Like they were in charge, but not saying a word. He ordered everything for them, but they didn't say a word. It was like the entire, I never heard their voice,
Maybe they
never.
were controlling him.
Besides in my head, but it was all the same in my head, you know.
They just grabbed some random human and they're like, "We're hungry." And
You're coming. You're
you're gonna
coming with
order
us.
for us.
You're going to do exactly what we asked, you know.
Hey, it's not a bad deal. 3 beautiful Middle Eastern women
Or,
taking you out to them, or 4. Yeah, I
or
mean, hey,
yeah, it was
might
wild.
might be a good time. That's crazy.
That is
Gosh,
crazy.
yeah, these interactions fascinate me to no extent. Um, you know, as these messages that you're receiving go on, do you feel are you writing them all down?
I have, yes,
Yeah,
not all of them.
not all of them.
I mean, I do at times have moments where I just need to take a break from it. You know, it's hard to
Draining. It's
imagine, but
probably draining.
It's taxing.
it's taxing on your you don't want to lose touch with yourself as well. You know what I mean? And so there's times where I just didn't, you know, write them down. It was like, okay, or maybe in my perspective of things, this is not that important right now.
Hmm.
You know, I got other things going on. And then they seem to slow down a little bit during those times. And then when I'm ready to start writing things down again, it picks up again, you know, at times. So
Do you ever try communicating back?
just thinking,
Do you ever get answers to what you're thinking?
um, sometimes, but very seldom.
What's an example of an answer you've gotten back?
Yeah,
Like,
give me an example.
hey, I've got a lot of things going on right now. You know, I have a kid getting ready to graduate. I've got some things going on. I don't have time for this right now. And then it was just calm down. Just calm down for a
Yeah.
while. I mean, but it's just thinking through some of this stuff.
That's crazy.
I've asked, can you give me some more direct answers that are helpful? Something that I could, something I can articulate down, write down, and it's like epiphany for everybody. So you just you cut to the chase and just give me the answer.
Yeah, stop giving me like some
Leave all the
wild goose chase.
leave the cryptics out. Just give me the straight answer. No, no. And I get a response that's like, no, you have to be educated to that level. And so that's the impression that I get,
Just
that
know. Accept
this
it, bro.
happens for a reason, and it has to happen in the steps that that it's happening in.
That's
And
crazy.
so
That's crazy.
they're not going to give you a straight answer. They're going to educate you to get that straight answer in time.
You
but
feel like you're progressing.
I feel like I always feel like it's progressing.
Whoa.
But progressing not fast, but at the pace that it's supposed to progress at, you know?
Mhm. Okay.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I've asked that specifically. Just give me the answer. Just let me solve it. Let me put it out there. Let me get it out there.
no, that's lazy work.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Do you feel like they're holding things back from you?
I do at times.
What
For
do you
sure they
I don't
are,
think,
if
it's,
they're
I don't
not
think it's
getting
anything bad.
No.
But I think
direct
it's more along the
information.
lines of you need
Need
to
to know
understand.
basis?
You need to understand things the way they work in order for it to progress further. You need
Okay.
we need to ease you into things,
Huh.
because you know it's already like a super mind. Yeah, I'm a military. I cuss a lot, and I don't want to keep.
No, you're good.
This is good. It's a mind fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It blows your freaking mind.
Dude.
And
yes.
if they just threw
All right, guys, we're gonna keep it right here for now. And just continue next time. But yeah, I mean, of course they're holding something back if they're not giving them direct answer right away. I mean, they're giving it to him in steps, probably not to scare him away, probably not to like overwhelm him, and maybe it also it takes a toll on his brain if he's getting that kind of messaging through his mind. So probably also for his protection. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again. We will continue part 7 on the next episode, and let me know what you guys think about this one. And if you guys ever seen anything strange out there, let me know. Write it in the comments, give me a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.